This be the largest gathering of Varl in our lifetime. I owe them all money. Bonus points to anyone who's figured out that reference. And welcome back to part 6 of the Banner Saga. Last time, a whole lot of stuff went down, so I'll try my best to explain. We made it all the way to Einartoth, the city built by the first Varl king, Einar. And, well, long story short, we ended up getting chased by some kind of giant serpent, made it all the way here, fought against the Horde of Dredge, met Evend here, the Mender. Then Ivor tried to fight Bellower, a giant blood-red dredge called a Sunder, got his arm chopped off. Evend tried to stop him, but then the serpent appeared and for some weird-ass reason vanished. And yeah. That's basically the gist of it. Now, let's talk with Evend. We need to see how Ivor's doing. Can you save? Yes, probably. Give me silence. Nearly 3 hours pass silently as Evend plies his trade. Flesh slowly forms and closes across Ivor's torn frame. That is as much I can do. He should make it. Thank you. The mender looks exhausted, leaning heavily against the bed. When was the last time you slept? A couple days ago. I'm okay, just need to sit. Before you can catch him, the mender crumbles to the floor. Crap. Chapter 5. Weary the Weight of the Sun. Whoa. Ek see meek. Your sight swims as if underwater. Memories fly away like startled ravens before you can capture them. With great effort, you remember who you are. Juno. You also realize that a monumental serpent is speaking to you now. Your last certainty was that you died some time ago, and that it is about to happen again. She's a female Gandalf. Frustrating. You are slow to understand the serpent. It speaks in a language that recalls very ancient memories of words you learned long ago. Sorry. Tapping a message. If you are not going to die, I suppose we must speak instead. Who are you? My name is Juno. You are a Juno? It means nothing to me. Maybe I've asked the wrong question. What are you? What is your purpose? I am a mender. Mender? Ah, Valka. Now the picture is forming. Do you... Though your memory is still fuzzy, you're certain you know nothing about an enormous serpent. What do your prophecies say? The gods gave you prophecy, fate, destiny. Is there no child coming to slay me with a magic sword? Are there no stars in the sky foretelling this disaster? Do you truly not know? I hope I'm doing the voice right. The gods are dead. Dead? How is that? Are you a god? No. The gods are silent, and before me stands one who knows not what they have done. Listen carefully now, for I will give you a prophecy. I am the end. Do you understand? This world and this tapestry I would devour. It is my purpose. But I cannot. Instead, now a wall of night comes to consume your pitiful world. Wall of night? The dredge? Dredge? Stone men marching across a long bridge. No, it is darkness. The egg white that has turned black. I am meant to devour the tapestry itself, not idly witness the dusk smother this rock. I am incomplete, a worm crawling through a dung field. Because of you, who are you to take my destiny? What are you? Return what is mine. He does not sound happy. Evan. Juno! You're alive! You're alive! How? Where are you? Wait, where am I? Asleep, I presume. Or unconscious. I am in Ridgehorn, I think. A serpent was trying to kill me. Now I'm talking to you. Time is moving strangely. I've lost swathes of memories. But I found you. For a short time at least. The serpent said something about a long bridge. So I took a guess. It came after you? We saw it at Einartoth. Are you okay? It tried to turn me to ash after we spoke. I'd be surprised if that's the last we've seen of it. It could tear the land apart or crush cities if it wanted. What do we do? It gets worse. A prophecy of the gods that I've never heard of. There are still prophecies out there? It was vague. Sounded like that serpent was supposed to swallow the world. Instead, some kind of darkness or nothingness is seeping from the north. It devours whatever it touches. That would explain why the dredge are swarming on us like someone kicked an anthill. Evan, are you in danger? You could say so. Bellower is here. The Varl are holding him off, but not for much longer, I think. Of all the Sunder, why the immortal one? Wait, immortal? Ah, crap. Bellower, that is the worst of luck. I would have you come to me, but we'll have to do this the hard way. Listen closely. I will return to Strand and find passage down the Red River. You must leave Einartoth and meet me in Sigholm. Juno, we'll never make it to Sigholm. Bellower is about to overtake us. The Var won't listen to a thing. Find a way. Do whatever it takes. I will not be able to contact you again before Sigholm. Go. And Evan? Yes? I love you. Wait, so is Juno his teacher, or are they something more? You've spent a lot of time next to him since he passed out. Just keeping an eye on him. It's not like that, Dad. He saved Ivor. He might save the rest of us. Can he hear us? He just moved. How long was I... You were out for a couple of days. How do you feel? Juno! She's alive! I need to meet her in Sigholm. Hold on, slow down. Who's Juno? She's my mentor on the Mender Council. She contacted me. Contacted you how? She's not like most Menders. What happened here since I passed out? The Varl are holding the dredge back, just barely. Bellower has disappeared. Ivor is still out of it. Jorander sent Hakon, Ludin, and a couple of hundred Varl away to Oberon. I don't know how long we'll be able to hold out here. Rook, I need your help. Take me to Sigholm. Juno is going to meet us there. Sigholm? That's going to be a week away at least. And just abandon Einartoft? Maybe, or no. I could destroy that godforsaken bridge myself. That would delay the immediate threat, but Jorander will never agree to it. I need to understand a few things, Evan. Yeah, we got a lot to do. Why won't the Varl King destroy the bridge? I can't completely understand it myself. The last time I mentioned it, he made his mind very clear. He'll let the city and the rest of the world fall before that damned bridge. How would you collapse that bridge by yourself? Not by myself. I could blast it apart, but this bridge wasn't made to fall. It'll take time and concentration. That's why I need your help. And the Varl will try to stop me. It could mean holding off both the dredge and the Varl. What do we do about Bellower? I can't stop him, but I believe Juno can. That's why we need to go. We could just leave. And let the Varl die to give us a head start? It's not my first choice. I've done everything I can on my own. What's going on around here? That serpent. Bellower? Look, I know things are... It's a long story. How well do you know history? We're from a very small town in the woods. I'll keep it short. You know how men and Varl were made? The Loom Mother, the other gods? In the First Great War, the armies of men and Varl hated each other. They fought bitterly for land and dominance. Then, one of the gods created the dredge, and they were such a threat that unless men and Varl set aside their differences, they threatened to wipe out both races. So they did. They ended the war, pushed the dredge into the north, and formed an alliance that has held ever since. The Second Great War began generations later. The dredge rallied their forces, defeated the Varl who watched the borders and laid waste to unsuspecting settlements throughout the world. They were led by Sunder, powerful dredge warlords and weavers like Bellower. He was there in the Second Great War. Oh crap. Humanity was on the verge of extinction when the inner circle of Menders went forth and finally sent the Sunder and the dredge deep underground. For the most part, the dredge haven't tried to return since. Well, until now. Those Menders were called Valka. Juno wasn't there herself, but she's from their bloodline. So another great war has begun. If I didn't think the world was ending, it would be incredible. Ancient history is playing out before us. What about the serpent? That's another story. There's nothing in the Mender's libraries about that thing. It must have something to do with the dredge returning. That seems likely. I need some time to think about this. No shit, Rook. I understand. Be quick, Rook. There has to be some way to... I can't believe the Varl would be so stubborn. Speak to Jorander yourself. He's in the Grey Hall. Maybe you'll have more luck. Or maybe he'll put your head on a spike. Rook, I hate to put all this on your shoulders, but I've got a few friends here. Come to a decision quickly. Either way, we can't stay. We have to make it to Sigholm. Juno will know what to do. Okay. Well, this just got real. We can destroy the bridge, the Grey Hall, go to the Grey Hall, check out some heroes, or go to the market. Figured we might as well get some supplies. We're gonna be here the long haul. Let's talk to Jornder. You'll do as I say. I'm not here to argue. I'm telling you that we're dying by the dozens every day now. You sent our best away with Hakon. How long do you expect us to last? You asked for this command, Fazalt. Don't let them get across that bridge. Fazalt takes his leave as you approach. Not great timing, you think to yourself. Thank you for the audience. I forget your name. Rook. Rook? How is Yingvar? Will he survive? I think so. If I remember Yingvar well enough, he hasn't told you why he faced down Bellower, did he? I would be interested to hear. Yingvar confronted Asunder in his youth, during the Great Wars. He won that fight. No one other but the Menders have done that. He proved us stronger. Maybe he thought to do it again. Ivar killed Asunder? How did he end up in Skorg? You will have to pry that from him yourself. I don't know. He disappeared when the last king tried to name him Kender. It occurs to you that Jornder would not be on the throne now that had that happened. But why are you here, Rook? Be brief. I'm offering to help take apart the bridge. Human, if there is one more mention of that bridge... Jorinder's mood changes almost instantly. If you have nothing else to say, get out of my damned hall. What is so important about that bridge? Every man I've ever met thinks he'd were in charge. I am over 400 years old, and I know that I know little. You are a child, an infant, yet you know everything. Listen, human, this story is not about you. If you jumped from that bridge today, the world will not change. Now, either help Fazalt retake it, or leave my city. I don't care which. Guards are quick to usher you from the Great Hall. You don't resist. Well, Jorundir is not gonna listen, and we could leave, but I kinda wanna get some XP here. There's that, and I spent some of the renown getting some supplies. Let's fight on the bridge. At the warfront, rows of Varl are lined up, waiting for their turn to fill in as warriors on the bridge battle the dredge in one endless churn of bodies and blood. Fazal catches your eye between giving orders. You lost, human. Let's offer to help. Fair enough, Fazal admits. I'm not gonna argue against putting you on the bridge, he says. But we've got plenty of wounded here as well if you can work a needle. We'll find the bridge. Fazal nods and puts you in line with the others. Don't be a hero, he grunts. Kill a few and come back alive. Slow terror starts to creep in front of waiting to go into battle, but eventually, you find yourself face to face with rows of dredge packed shoulder to shoulder. Oh crap, I hope this is gonna work. Well, Trigby and Gil. Move Odlif. Let's replace you with Krumer. There. Yes, we're keeping Evan because this guy's a badass. Oh. Crap. Maybe I should have saved some of that, renown. And we'll get some plenty. Maybe I should have spent the renown instead of getting, supplies. Alright, on to the battle. Huh. This is relatively easy. Not a whole lot of dredge that other than last time. Sunslingers. Let's try this. Well, that worked. Crit! Nice! Uh-oh. Oh crap, we lost Evan. Funny thing, my friend David, you probably saw him in the group chat yesterday. He mentioned that if this game is really based off of Viking mythology, if I remember correctly, that the serpent we saw is probably based off of the Maker serpent, who was said to fight Thor at the end of in Ragnarok and defeat him. Rather, Thor would die. There we go. We're boxing him in. And dead. You'd swear the fighting is getting more vicious and dangerous. Again, you let the next line of Varl push into battle when you don't dare to risk it anymore. Come back tomorrow if you're looking for more, says Fazalt. You sleep poorly. Every suggestion to collapse the bridge repeating in your mind. I would love to just basically destroy that bridge, but I don't want to fight the Varl. Or Fazalt. They seem nice. Ah, my morale's improving. Got the Heroes tab. I want to level up Krummer and Trigby if we have enough. I don't have enough. Right, Evan's the only one here who's level 5 to wield that thing. Time for day 2. You approach the bridge, which just gets a raised eyebrow from Basil, who's lugging a dead warrior over his shoulder. Back for more? He says. Glancing out onto the bridge, you can tell that they've lost ground on the bridge since yesterday. What's the plan here? What's the plan here? You ask in concern. I just do what Jornder tells me, replies Basil. Right now we're killing every dredge on that bridge, so throw it in or piss off. If you don't want to fight, help me clear bodies off the bridge. A warrior's getting choked up around here. Let's fight again. You know the drill. Basil tells you as you prepare yourself for another perilous fight. You're starting to wonder what the point of risking your life is if there's no progress to be seen. Believe me, if you want to keep Egil alive, you actually have to fight on the bridge this time. Messed up as it is. And, yes, bring Gil here with you. You're gonna need it. Oh, crap. Let me move Rook a little bit closer. Evan, you can go in the middle a bit. Alette, behind. Jiggly up front. Gil, you're right next to him. Groomer, you're right there. Okay, good. +1 willpower. Sweet. Dead. Uh-oh. That worked a little bit. Not much, but it worked. Maybe. Slag Slinger Veteran. Great. Here we go. Yeah. Didn't work. Let's see how good Evan is. I whack you with my staff. I can't believe that actually worked. And I got the Mender achievement too. This should be easy. Oh, Kuma's gonna try our promotion. Just one left. Yes! Alright, Kuma's ready to be promoted again. Huh, 11. You swear the fighting is getting more vicious and dangerous. Same thing as yesterday. But we kept Gil alive. That's good. Alright, that's all we have for now. Day 3. As you approached on the 3rd day, the warriors are in more disarray than usual. Where's Fazalt? You ask. One of the passing burl. Didn't make it, he replies. Dredge are nearly at the mouth of the bridge, barely held back. Your mind starts to wander into dark places. You snap back into attention when you realize nearly the entire army of Varl are staring in your direction. Ivor walks past, shuffling slowly with an enormous axe within his remaining hand. He's head towards the bridge. Yeah, my boy's back. Ivor, you yell, but he doesn't reply, plunging his axe into the nearest dredge before kicking it over the side of the bridge. Come on! He screams at the black cord. Cursing, you rush to his side in battle. Well, Ivor's back. We got the dream team back. Yes! Ivor, I think this is yours. Ivor. Well, he's upgraded from a warden to a strong arm now. Oh, free! Sweet! Might as well upgrade his strength when I can. I'll definitely upgrade his willpower. But, dang, 3 days. If I knew 3 days of sleep would give me 6 points, I would sleep more often. Not yet. Call. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Had to shut my mic off because there was a Skype call going on. But, yay, we have Ivor! I am so happy right now. Oh. Give me a minute. Gotta go put on the message boards again. Okay, settings. Hey, Demon. In case you missed it, we got Ivor back. We spent 2 days defending the bridge at Einertoft, and... well, this basically says it itself. Ivor's back, missing an arm, but still wielding an axe. Well, I know what I'm gonna do. Well, he's missing an arm. The one that Belor slashed off that had his shield. Yep. Stone Guard Colossus. He's a single-hand axeman. Yeah, that's bluntly putting it. I could run the risk with Trigby. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, time to take on this Dredge Warrior. Gotta make a mental note to upgrade his exertion. Oh crap. There. That should at the very least... maybe I best get out of there first. Before I do that. Oh shit. Oh, this is not gonna be good. Hang on, man. The game really just wants to be a dick, doesn't it? Ivor. Well, that Colossus is down, and Ivor's down. So was the dredge. I guess we're gonna take some solace in that. Ah, crap. Well, the stone guard's dead. Now we got some dredge. There's delays between my typing and you seeing it. I know. Twitch really needs to fix that. Oh. I know, I wasn't paying attention. I was more focused on the battle. Clever renown. Enough of this, groans Ivor, who seems to have snapped out of his daze. This is getting us nowhere. You follow him as he climbs up the stairs and throws open the doors of the Grey Hall. 3 days, and he is probably pissed as hell. Yingvar, glad to see you're well. You swear you catch another trepidation in the king's voice. Jorinder, enough. This fight cannot be won. Again, miss? I'll be damned if that bridge falls during my reign. You'll let our whole race die? We'll all be gone someday, Yingvar. I need not tell you. There are no more Varl being made tomorrow, or 1,000 years from now. We are it. And I will not destroy what we have made. Would you leave no trace of us when we are gone, as if we never existed? I know this, but yours is one voice of many. I know that the Varl are equal. The days of Kender are over. I ask these Varl, all there is left in the world, to follow me and live another day. Who do you think they'll choose? The weight of the air in the Grey Hall becomes so thick it nearly suffocates you. The silence continues for ages. Go on. Take the Mender. Destroy the bridge. Do it and leave. Take whoever will join you, and do not return to my city. The alliance of man and Varl is through. Well, I hope no one... Well, Ludin's never gonna figure that out. He's gone. Ivor is almost out the door before Jorinder has finished his sentence. This is what I needed to get. There's an achievement you can get if you hold out this place for 3 days. And it should be coming in right about now. Led by Ivor, the Varl push hard one last time against the dredge until there's room enough for Evan to take position and start raining down lightning bolts on the bridge supports. Before long, the masonry is a shattered mess, and begins to give under its own weight. Varl and dredge alike race to escape the collapse. When the dust clears, there's a gulf between you and the furious dredge. They won't be crossing this way. You've given what you got where you wanted, says Jornder. Now leave. If I ever see man or mender again, it will be too soon. Evan tells you. Juno will be waiting for us in Silkholm. Despite the end of the immediate threat, many Varl choose to join Ivor instead of following Jornder. Depart with a long caravan at your heels. Chapter 6. On Our Bones, the Hills. Oh man, I think I remember this one now. Well, we held the bridge. But that's not going to stop them from trying to get through the other way. If there is one. We got 15 days of supplies and 17 renown. I think we can march for a few days. There's our little caravan. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. The mother frets about whether it's safe after overhearing one of the children say that it tastes funny. Others are gathering by the basketful. Let's take a bite for ourselves, just in case. Several watch as you taste the fruit. You pause after swallowing and feign choking. Alette rushes to your side in a panic, but your laughter soothes everyone's concern. Soon, everyone is a little tipsy from the fermented fruit and spirits are high. Nice! Let's make camp here. Let's save the renown. I feel we're going to be needing it soon. Let's just rest for a day. Drunk fruit. Yeah, that's basically it, man. Huh. Fermented fruit. You know, if they have a winer or someone here who knows how to make good wine, they could maybe squash it or something and try to make wine out of it. I don't know how wine works, so I don't know. At least it'll keep their spirits up, assuming they all don't get drunk. Let's leave. We got a day of rest. That's good enough. A trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He is gnawing on his shield, swearing that no one in particular. Occasionally, Sammy has cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. We can help if you want it. In a heartbeat, the Varl is on his feet, swinging his massive weapon. You jump clear as the cudgel smashes through the trunk of a tree. Your party scatters to avoid the falling timber. Once you recover, the Varl is long gone, leaving only another trail of blood which you decide against following this time. Well, that happened. Forest. Let's see what we find here. It appears that a large figure is following from the direction of Iroft. Ulif watches intently before finally saying, "They have a cart. I can hear it." You slow to get a better view and spy a small caravan of Varl. Eventually they catch up. Is that? Who is it? Ubin! Greetings, Ivor. It's been quite a while since we talked, hasn't it? I know you. Ruben? Never imagined you'd be the one to defy the king. What made you leave? Someone had to. What do you mean? Bellower is heading this way. Already? How was that possible? A group of Varl from Wormtoe showed up around the back of Einartoth, the long way. Bellower and his army chased them across the summer path, they said. Past Wormtoe? That doesn't make sense. Bellower was at the bridge. He must have doubled back after that serpent appeared. While we fought on the bridge, he led half his forces around the approach Einartoth from behind. The attack on the bridge was a feint? Don't let anyone tell you the Dredge aren't clever. Einartoth will fall within a day. Maybe not. He's following you. I thought one of you might know why. You exchange nervous glances, but nobody speaks up. Must be me then. Is there something I don't know? That's quite a grudge he's holding if he's coming after for you, Ivar. Doesn't matter. Our only chance is to get to Stickholm. Juno will know what to do. We'll join you. I bring supplies and warriors, and my friend Gunnulf here bears a heavy sword. I believe he'd be happy to swing it for you. Yes! My main man is here! I'm sorry, I'm just happy right now. 30 supplies and Gunnulf. Yay! Plus 15 renown. Let's definitely make camp. And Gunnulf. 18 days of supplies. Don't talk much, do you? You approach the massive green-clad Varl who is sitting quietly by himself, eating bread. So? Just wanted to know anyone who can cleave a dredge in two like that a little better. I'm Rook. Want what to know? Ubin asked me to chop a dredge in two. I chop him. Travel with Ubin for long? Yes, long time. When I was young, I fight for another Varl. It did not work out. But I learned to swing a sword. Ubin pays well, gives me plenty of things to kill. To be honest, maybe too many things these days. You like that sword, huh? No, I love this sword. Given to me by old Skirmir himself. When I started working for Ubin, he says, I'll protect the king's collection. I protect the king. Gunnulf makes an expression somewhere between pain and frustration. I couldn't save it though. All right. That's what he was trying to protect. That treasure cart a few episodes back. That was the king's collection that Skirmir gave him. And the sword. He makes a hand motion like an object falling from a tall height and exploding. Yep. That was the treasure cart. Mattered a lot at the time. I think it doesn't matter now. Skirmir is dead anyway. You consider your response. I'll let you finish your meal. Want to be friends with Gunnulf, Rook? He pops the last hunk of bread into his mouth. Keep food in the cart. This guy's basically the Varl version of Cain. Although I don't know if he sleeps with any women. 32 renown. 18 days of supplies. Let's rest. Now we leave. We got a few extra days of supplies, so I think we're good for now. Day 100. 100 days since this all began. The caravan stops at a split in the road. Ahead, the path leading to Skiromir veers off into the hills, which are now swimming with familiar black shapes. Dredge that way too? Grimaced Seven. The summer path leads straight to Sigholm, while taking the main road will add several days. They're everywhere. They're every way by now, replies Ubin, as they just go around, past Hawkstorp. Let's see how dangerous the summer path is. We send 2 scouts, only 1 returns. I'll put it this way, he says. We're not getting through that way. It's like they're emerging from the rock itself. Well, we're gonna take the other road then. I hate to say it, you tell Evan, but I'm not willing to walk in the swarms of dredge anymore. Juno will have to wait. You turn toward the long round around Hawkstorp instead, hoping you save lives in the process. Crud. Besides, it looks like there's only one way anyway, so I highly doubt we'll be able to, I guess, figure it out. That must be Hawkstorp, right over there. You notice most of the Varl pacing while others sleep. Their brief conversations with each other and other clansmen grow shorter and sharper. Go away! Roars one Varl at a young girl asking him too many questions. All the clansmen stop and stare. Send the Varl ahead of the caravan and put some space between you. I'm impressed you kept it together this long. The Varl's embarrassment slowly morphs into irritation. We endure many pains, he says, sneering at the gawking crowd. As he stalks off, the crowd murmurs common insults about the giants. We're supposed to work together and I hate each other. Yes! You enter a village of miners who want to know what has happened recently between the rumblings of the quake and the sightings of dredge in the distance. As you look around, you see a lot of elderly and children, and know that these people will only be more mouths to feed. Maybe we should encourage... What do you think, David? Encourage them, leave them to make their own decision, or don't expand the caravan further? I mean, I feel like we have to tell them what's going on and get them out of here before shit hits the fan. Yeah, I'm checking the message. Top or middle? Tell them. Okay. You make a convincing argument about leaving town before the dredge seep through, and do a fair job of convincing everyone to be completely terrified. They start packing. It remains to be seen whether you can keep them as safe as you say. Well, we got some clansmen, and I got a shite ton of... Oh, crap. That'll work. Oh, we got enough renown to... 24 days of supplies, enough renown to level up a bit. Let's do it. No. Gil, I'm leveling you up. You need it. Promote. Krumer. I only got 3 renown. My level 4 Warhawk. Let's move you to... I want to keep Krumer here because I feel like we can trust him. At the same time, it's Gernolf. It's literally one of the most badass Marvel I've ever met. Eh. But 24 days of supplies. Let's rest a bit. 1 day. 2 days. Now we go. At the very least, that should at least give us some time to get some morale up. Now let's move. Oh. Look at that! Shouts one of your clansmen. The caravan stops to watch dredge pooling into the village you just passed through. I hope anyone who stayed behind got out alive. I hope everyone who stayed alive got out alive. Behind got out alive, says Alette. But you have your doubts. They're coming, Ivor says, pointing out a line of dredge leaving the village and marching towards you. As you watch, the dredge in front fall over. Then one behind it falls as well. You hear a twang to your left. Nid, the archery student of Oaklifts, who you recall definitely shooting a snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. Another dredge topples. That's incredible, says Udliff, squinting. We should get out of here. Hold on, let her do a few more. Yeah, just let Nid own these guys. The next shot bounces off a dredge's armor, but the one after that doesn't, and the Colossus falls to a knee. Another dredge goes down before you get moving again. Why don't you come along the next time you want to try out that bow? You tell Nid, who nods with a smile on her face. Well, that's Nid. A group of men with broad shoulders and thick cloaks approach your caravan. They might be outlaws. You hear nearby, and the idea quickly ripples through the clansmen. One of the strangers approaches, saying, "We've run out of food. Any help will be welcome." Zardar has revealed nothing of his motivations. He said how to approach this. Oh crap, I know this one! Let's give them a few days worth of supplies. I know how this works. If we could spare more, we would, you say to the man as you pass along some rations. His companions discuss something quietly before approaching, and thanking you for your kindness as they depart. Okay, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This was actually what caused me to scum save the first time. Another Godstone! The Godstone of Thunder passes around you. In the frozen climates here, it looks like the rock has split and is falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. Curiously, when standing between the stones, the wind drops off completely, picking up once again once you pass through. The stone was broken in two. Nice lineup there. Yeah. I almost wonder if we should rest here for the night, says Ivor, who seems to have noticed the same thing. With all the snow around it, Dredge might not even be able to find us. Where's this? Let's stay here overnight. You walk around the camp before settling in. Along each strand of Dunder's massive beard is carved a different part of his story, and you turn your head to and fro to read it. While the Loom Mother was the first to create, she soon found a counterpart in Dunder who embodied her ideals in a masculine form. Dunder took some of her creations and gave them beards and showed them the secrets of smithing. Though many remember him as just as fondly for teaching them games and songs of mirth. As the camp settles in, you notice a group of boys huddled around something. They show you an offering box, carved into the god's stone itself. The box is an elaborate construction of interlocking pieces which slide around when touched. You get it to open, they tell you. It's like a puzzle. Okay, I'm trying to remember how this went. I think try to open it. We'll leave it and get some rest. Let's try to open it. The boys take turns working out the puzzle and give you tips when it's your turn. Though you don't seem to make much progress. Eventually they leave to sleep until it's just you and a couple of other continuing youngsters. Now let's give them a go to sleep. Instead of spending all night on a silly game, you go to a land call together to keep warm. You wake up with a thought so profound it strikes you like lightning. Rushing to the puzzle box, your fingers moving with purpose until you hear a click. The lid springs open. Inside is nothing. Oh no, says a boy who was watching. What a waste of time. To your surprise, when you close the lid, the whole box detaches from the stones. The shrug you take it with you. You're certainly glad you didn't spend all night working on this. Puzzle box of the coin rivers. Godstone Thunderer. Hawkstorp. There it is! While walking, the words of a mother's song reach you. It's soothing, nuanced, and about your current journey. When she finishes, a man begins a tale of his own in verse. The woman quickly responds with another poem, and the entire caravan slows to listen to the entertaining competition. Let's join in. The man's response is an upbeat poem which questions the mother's cooking. The caravan explodes with laughter, and the contestants continue amiably for another hour or so. You hear snippets of the poems along the trail for the rest of the day, the words changing slightly each time. Well, gotta keep that morale up. That didn't last long. But at least we made it to Hawkstorp. In the distance, Hawkstorp smolders like an old campfire. Even from here, you can see black figures shambling through it. It looks like a dead town, remarks Ivor, confirming your impressions. There's usually survivors, Ulif reminds you. Let's check it out just in case. I hope the others would do the same for me. Dredge or nothing we haven't faced before. Wait, I hope others would do the same for me. Dredge or nothing we haven't faced before. Ivor grunts but otherwise says nothing. Besides, it might throw Bellower off the scent a bit. You had a day's march out towards Hawkstorp. As soon as you stepped foot in the small town, you think you've made a mistake. It's thoroughly littered with corpses. Within moments, the dredge are upon you, as though you stood up an angry hornet's nest. You draw your weapons. Alright, Nid. We never got a chance to talk with her. Yeah, we'll talk with her after this. Keeping Alette, keeping Rook, keeping Ivor. Let's just keep the dream team. This is my dream team here. This is one of those maps. Let's take out the big guys here. Well, that leveled his shield pretty fast. dead. More dread grunts. That was weird. Bit of lag. Let's go help out Ivor. Ha! One dead stone guard. Uh-oh. Don't ask me what's going on with Chickpea. I don't know either. Oh, now it fixes itself. Blind singer. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yep. The Dream Team wins again. Ivor's ready for a big promotion. The town is nothing but ghosts, and now covered in more dredge bodies too. Remarkably, as you're about to leave, you find an old man sitting quietly in a tethered market stall with a couple of items in front of him. He hums to himself as if nothing were wrong and seems to be in shock. Your clansmen gather him into the caravan before you leave. Probably a good idea. That poor guy is probably horrified by this. Let's talk to Nid. I don't know if we've ever spoken. Huh. She's like a much more colorful version of Udlif. That's Cloak. I'm Nid. You're Rook, I know. We've actually been traveling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Honestly, I've never even tried before Ulif made me. I spent my whole life making clothes, cleaning. Ulif's good, but I don't think it was her all along. All her doing. It feels right. I just look where I want to go. Anyway, I feel better. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems. Sometimes they really stew in their misery. I'm glad I can do something helpful. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skogar. I knew most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostfeller, but we were driven out when the Dread started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Echo's men killed my husband. When I left, I was angry. When we left, I was angry. Why was I the one who had to leave behind their home? How do I deserve this? You look away momentarily. I'm not sure what to say. But I've let it go. I have 3 sons, and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. You're welcome. I should be going. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. She returns to her tent where her boys are waiting for her. Best mom ever. Let's check out the market. None! Well, time to level up. Nid. Bowmaster. A mother of 3, Nid comes from a life that never had to worry about things like Dredge destroying her home town of Frostfeller, but has adapted better than anyone expected. Wait, was Udlith the Bowmaster? Oh no, she was a Sky Striker. What does this one do? Bird of Prey. The Bowmaster uses her longbow to shoot further than any other less experienced archers, and she always hits her mark. Bird of Prey makes it possible for her to strike units before they are able to get in attack range, and allows her passive puncture to be used against more enemies who may have been out of range from a normal shot. Yeah, David, I agree. Best mom ever. Puncture. Oh. You know what? Let's put her in the group. I want to see what she can do. I don't want to leave the dream team, but we already have Ivor, so let's swap Krumer out. Speaking of... I don't have enough renown. I do have enough renown for Trigby, though. Let's give that to Trigby. Alright, this guy gets like 2 extra levels since I already got him at near max. Crap. I think that's enough. You got 1 point of renown, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to get more. I should also mention, like, this is completely random, but it's actually snowing over here. An extra day. There we go. That little extra renown didn't last long. Just split the caravan. Her daughter lies dead in a tent. You know, we all know who did this. She spits, staring directly at the woman she scuffled with previously. Murder over a marriage? In these times? Something must be done. The accused woman remained silent. Investigate the death. I don't think the woman killed her. Let's just investigate, just in case. A healer joins you in inspecting the young girl's corpse. An old infection, says the healer. No punctures, no choking, no poison. She died of disease. You report the news to the caravan. The mother admits that she had always known her daughter was ill, and everyone moves on. Oh, that happened. I was prepared to banish a woman for this. Is this? Yep. Another Godstone. The Godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Should we be worried about that? You ask Ivor, pointing it to the dredge body. I don't think so, he replies. Still, couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. Let's inspect the Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes which don't make much sense to you, though Evan tells you some of the Menders have deciphered them. It's how the Menders learned the language of the gods. Past the largest stone is a long series of slabs containing more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be about nearly any topic. Sadly, Evan doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. Let's pack up and move on. As you're ready to depart, you hear screams from near the main Godstone. The same boys so curious about the dead dredge before are shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead, but you see that they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Ivor, his arms across his chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. A lid pushes past and gasps. Stop! Shouts Ivor, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. That dredge is a woman? We've been killing women. We've been slaughtering women and children this whole time? Leaving them to die? In a war, it's only the males who fight. We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading. They're running. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness. Something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivor, you knew! Why? Why didn't you say something? Ivor? When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it rays. Every time we would build our defenses, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Varl and stumbled upon a rays deep in a snowstorm, alone. She was nursing. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder. When I found my way to Grofheim, the Varl wanted to make me Kender, next to be king. I left. I walked until I ended up in Skorger, where no one knew what I had done. The only sound is the wind blowing through the trees. Wow! So, the Varl never knew, but Ray's was a mom, and we've been killing women and children. I feel like a dick! For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? She asks. A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature scrolling before you. Well, considering we just found out that we basically have been killing kids, this kid's an orphan. I can't leave this thing behind. Evan says that the Dredge are running from some darkness. So, these people, the Dredge, they're refugees just like us. Regardless if this thing's a Dredge or not, we can't just leave it to die. Thank you. You argue strongly for showing mercy and humanity. Some of the women in the caravan hesitantly agree to take in the Dredge infant, while others are furious about bringing it along. Not long afterward, one of the women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. Vadron silver brooch. Got it? Godstone, England. Well, I'm definitely gonna make camp after that. That was heavy. Probably a good idea to make camp. You're making the usual rounds when you hear a rather loud debate coming from the area that Varl have gathered. Ivor joins you as you approach. Ubin, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in a corner of a mead house than battling a Sunder? No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plow head first into the Dredge, they follow you into the hills, get lost, now they're not following you. When did this 100 times did they have Bellower leading them? Have you never heard about the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? Both Varl held their debate when you suddenly noticed you watching. What's this about? Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. The warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of Dredge on our asses. Bellower pulling up the rear. This one thinks he could just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to finally be the oldest Varl in the land, Ubin. I'm never happy to lose more Valkrumer. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. Old rivalry you got here. Comments like that remind me. I've already wasted too much time doing nothing. In the old days, I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Yngvar? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then, I'll tell Harbjorg you said hello. Krumer and a good many Varl warriors head out toward the growing army of Dredge. Is he going to come back? He always has before. I mean, he always has before. But this time feels different, I fear. Oh crap, please tell me we don't lose him. He's like the only badass Varl. Well, make that 6. Let's make camp. I think this is a good place to end off anyway. Well, this is as good a place as any to end off. I'm Dragon King Mark. Thank you for watching this part of the Banner Saga. And next time, we're going to continue on our way to Sigholm. Sigholm? Sigholm. Yeah, I think so. No map. Crap. We'll make our way to where Juno's supposed to meet us, and hopefully Krumer will be able to catch up. If he survives this. I hope so. I really, really hope so. Anyway, like, favorite, subscribe. See you guys next week. And, well, hope to see you guys then. Later.